Vipul Raj, Ajitek, Rajendra, Sudeep, Rajaratnam, Ashok Chotwani, Bridget, Prabhakar, Shivoham, and good evening and welcome to the call. Gaurish Kumar Swami, Vithal Gautam, Motkula Anand, Sagai, Krishna Sarma, Girish, Gautam, Mr. Dasi Budrani, and the rest of you, Sangam, Vignesh, welcome to the call. I hope I might have a decent connection. I am in Kashmir. I think you could see where I am. And today we are going to start with a 30 minutes talk on a subject, which is one of my favorite subjects. Do you know who God really is? I mean, some of you would laugh, but of course I know who God is. But that's what we're going to talk about today. My first question to you all, do you all pray to God? Yes, I pray to God. Have you seen God? You pray to God, but who's the God that you pray to? Do you know God? I mean, we would say, you know, I know Krishna, I know Shiva, I know Jesus, I know. You may give names. Are there so many gods? Who is the God that we pray to? So this is a discussion. We will start with 30 minutes of a chat, and then we'll go on to Ask Air, and we'll have those question answer session. But it's a very important subject on the subject of enlightenment. Understand one thing. The ladies here will correct me. If you get the best of the ingredients and make a fantastic bhaji, but if you don't put salt, that bhaji will taste useless. Namak sometimes is so important. I'm just giving an example. I'm not a good cook, but you need every aspect of the ingredients of the recipe to make the recipe work. So, my dear friends, God is a very important aspect in enlightenment. And if you think that you can escape without God, you can't. Today, our discussion, right from the time we were kids, we were taught to pray. We were small children, right? And we were taught you must pray, you must pray. Fine, agreed. But the point is, who are we praying to? Is God a statue? We have to understand who is the God that we are praying to. It's not enough just to pray. You must know, right? Who is the one that you are praying to? You're taught so many rituals. You're taught so many superstitions. I mean, there's no end to it. We are taught. I myself, for 40 years, I have followed hundreds of rituals. I can tell you I've done thousands of pujas and rituals. But the point is, we never question. In fact, the terminology is called blasphemous. If you question your religion, they'll say, sharam nahi aata. Huh? Gita per sawal karta hai. You are questioning Upanishad. What a shame on you. But in our love for God, we never learned to question what we were taught. And I myself was like this for 40 years. And because of that, people are confused. Can I tell you something today? And I can tell you with conviction, people don't know God. People don't know who is God. And that's a big problem. It's a big problem because if you don't know God, then you don't know anything. People are confused. Who is God? Where is God? What is God? The majority of humanity, they think they know God. Ashok Maheshwari will be saying, I'm waiting for Krishna to come with his Basuri. Krishna will not come with your Basuri. No, Ashok. It will not come. Krishna came on his journey and he's gone. The Krishna that you are trying to wait for will not come. In our mind, we are waiting for Shiva to come. We are waiting for Jesus to come. We are waiting for Devi Ma to come. So many people, they say, pata hai, usko Devi ho gaya. So kya ho gaya? She becomes Devi. And then she, and we all believe. And we all believe. Uske andar Devi aa gaya. And now she becomes God. Of course, we are all God. That we don't know. But my talk today is to share with you. I started praying when I was 8 years old. I have been fasting every Monday for over 45 years. Every Monday for the last 45 years, I eat one meal in 24 hours. Because I believe that will please Lord Shiva. And this is so foolish. We don't know who is God, where is God, what is God. I did all kind of pujas. Even till date, I continue doing the Abhishek, the Aarti. I went to Rishikesh. I went to Haridwar. I went to Badrinath. We are searching for God, but we cannot find God. Nobody in this world can find God. We have to realize God. And we can only realize God when we open our real eyes. The real eyes will open when we are enlightened. When we overcome our ignorance. We human beings we don't realize we are ignorant. We don't know because we have been taught and so we follow. There's so many religions. How many religions in this world? So how many gods? Can you count? Can you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 100, 200,000? How many gods? Are there so many gods? It's very funny because in India, you say water. In France, you say aqua. In local language, in Kannada, you say neeru. Huh? In Hindi, you say pani. But that does not change. It's all water. So I've told you this before, you know, water is water. My point to all of you, did you lose me? I wonder if you lost me. My point to all of you is just because I am looking at you, I see the color. I see Hitkari ji is wearing a white or cream shirt. Am I right, Hitkari? Cream, white color shirt. But if I wear green glasses, your shirt will look green because I'm wearing green glasses. And if I wear red glasses, then your shirt will look red because I'm wearing a red glasses. This is called paradigm. We see God with different colored glasses. But God is the same. But we have been taught God with many names, God with many forms, God sitting on a tiger, God sitting on a lotus, God flying, carrying mountains, God with a monkey's tail, God with an elephant head. We believe in hundreds of gods. And we've forgotten that God is not a statue. God is not a saint. God is a power that no human being can paint. God doesn't live in a temple or a church. There are so many temples, so many churches, so many gurudwaras, so many institutions. And we go to these institutions. But where is God? Where exactly is God? 99% of the world, they don't search for God. They live, they believe in the fairy tales, and they die. 1%, you're amongst that 1%. 1% of the world is seeking enlightenment. 1% is seeking God. 1% is seeking nirvana, moksha, enlightenment. 99% are not bothered. 99% are bothered about today night we are getting tandoori or makhanwala or which we are having wine or whiskey. 99% of the world is not bothered. Unless there is a triple yearning, unless we seek God, they call it my Guruji, Dada J.P. Vaswani, he used to say, you must have the triple yearning. A yearning a miser has for gold, a lover has for beloved, a child has for its mother that it has lost. Unless there is this triple yearning for God, we will never realize God. In the Upanishads, it's called Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasana, which means ask, investigate, realize. You first read. You read scriptures, you watch more videos, you talk to people. The first step is that. The second step is to contemplate, to introspect. Can God be made with skin and bones? Then God will need an orthopedic surgeon for skin problems. If God has got a heart like you and me, then God will need a heart surgeon. If God has teeth, then he must go to a dentist. No. When will we realize that God is not like a human being? God is a power. And unless we are in quest of God, Unless we start searching for God, we will never realize God. First, you must understand what God is not. You must understand that God is not what we are taught. God is not what we are taught. Remember this line. We have to overcome ignorance. This is called avidya. Huh? Ghor avidya. Ghor. Bridget, ghor avidya means gross ignorance. It means deep ignorance. Ghor avidya के कारण दुख सहना, अविद्या में जो भी जीता है वो तो पल पल दुखी होता है, सच का एहसास न करता, अविद्या को दूर करना. We have to eradicate ignorance. The first step is to eliminate ignorance. Ignorance, all this. You see all this behind? This is called Maya. All this. Who made those mountains? Did you see Hitkariji? You saw the mountains when you clocked on? These are the mountains in Gulmarg. Who made the mountains? Man? God? No. This is Maya. This is an appearance. It is there, but it is Maya. It is Mithya. It is a Leela. These are like special effects in a movie. They are props. But we are not able to understand it. Therefore, when you start overcoming ignorance, when you start overcoming the Maya, the Mithya, the Leela, you reach a state of self-realization. Self-realization is part A. God realization is the final. You have to go from self-realization to God realization. That is the way to realize God. You can't find God. Most of us are taught that the Lord will come and he will show in movies. How do you see in movies? Putra, मैं तुम्हारे ऊपर बहुत प्रसन्न हूँ. Have you seen in movies how they show you? Yes or not? They show you in movies. But that's not true. That's a lie. That's a complete lie. We have to overcome this. We have to get into self-realization. What is self-realization? I have taught you many times. I've shared with you, we are not this body. This body is like a t-shirt, just like this is my t-shirt. This is also I'm wearing this body. We are not the body that we wear. We are the ones that wear the body. We have to realize I am not the body. I am not the mind. I am not the ego. I am the divine soul. This is our ultimate goal. And when you know you are the soul, then you realize the soul is God. The soul in each person on the Zoom call is none other than God. There may be 50, 60, 70 gods who are present. No, it's one God appearing as 50, 60, 70 people. All of you who are present on the Zoom call today, you are all God appearing as a man, as a woman. This is called self-realization. Self-realization is realizing that the soul in me, the soul in you is God. It's the Atma. Atma is Paramatma. God is everywhere. God is in everything. We had a session called Satyam Shivam Sundaram. The truth is God is beautiful. A time comes when you realize God everywhere. This is God realization. My friends, this is our ultimate goal. Not to find God in Kailasa. Our dear friend Sudeep, he went to Kailash Manas Sarovar. And Sudeep, you met Shiva and Sudeep went all the way to Kailash Manas Sarovar. And he said he met Lord Shiva there. Lord Shiva said, Sudeep, welcome to my home in Kailasha. And no, Sudeep did not meet Shiva. He didn't even think also he will meet Shiva. We have to realize we should not be like that musk deer. Very often I tell you the story of the musk deer. It's searching for the kasturi. The kasturi is the fragrance. But the fragrance, the musk the deer, it's inside its navel, and it is chasing and chasing. It is searching the jungles. It is running behind the cliffs of the Himalayas and in the mountains above the Himalayas. And finally, ultimately, ultimately, the musk deer falls off the cliff and dies. We must realize this. God is within us, but we are unable to realize it. We are unable to remember what? हिरन कैसे ढूंढता है कस्तूरी बेचैन से, ना जाने वो उनके नाभि में है रे। वैसे प्रभु मैं तुझे ढूंढता, मैं बेचैन हूं मैं तुझे ढूंढता, मैं अंदर तू मेरे बाहर ढूंढता, मैं पहाड़ों में ढूंढता, आसमानों में ढूंढता, धरती पे ढूंढता, समुंदर में ढूंढता. We are searching for God everywhere. How will we ever find God? God is not a product. Have I told you the story of Vivekanand? Have I told this interesting story? Lavina, have you heard the story of Vivekanand? Vivekanand was a young man, like how you're a youngster. Vivekanand was a young guy, and he wanted God. So he used to be, I think, in Bengal, somewhere near Calcutta. He used to go from one guru to another guru. Samita, have you heard this, Samita? He used to go from one guru to another guru and he used to ask only one question. Have you seen God? Have you seen God? And that person, the guru, would try to explain. He would say, no, don't talk all that. Have you seen God? Yes or no? Tell me. And everybody said, no, we have not seen God, but they tried to explain. He went from one guru to another guru to another guru to another guru. Finally, one day, he reached Ramakrishna Paramahansa. And he asked Ramakrishna Paramahansa, have you seen God? And Ramakrishna Paramahansa said, yes, yes. He said, where? He said, I see God in you. I see God all the time. I see God everywhere. God is in everything. At that moment, Vivekananda said he thought he's a madman. He went, but then it came to him, it dawned upon him that this is my guru. He started following Ramakrishna Paramahansa. And with the grace of Ramakrishna Paramahansa, Vivekananda became one of India's biggest saints. He is the biggest saint who went to America, who spread Vedanta in America. Until today, his teachings are there. My dear friends, we have to realize, like Vivekananda, we have to search. We have to search. So, how will we ever realize God? This happens when we live as a yogi. I wrote a song, it said, जो प्रभु के योग में सदा जीता, ना डरता वो ना चिंता वो करता, प्रभु तो साथ हमेशा है, शांति में जीता प्रभु साथ है. I heard Rais coming back and telling me that it's not true as per Islam. I met a Maulvi, Rais, yesterday for 3 hours in Srinagar. I will tell you the story of the Maulvi. And I just saw Rais making a comment. Please be patient, Rais, till the end of the call. Before the question answer session, we will touch the topic. We will touch the subject. प्रभु तो दूर नहीं, दिल के अंदर है, पास वो तो कहीं दूर तो नहीं, जो भी योग में जीता, प्रभु के साथ वो साथ है, प्रभु तो दूर नहीं, जो भी योग में सदा जीता है, आनंदा में वो सदा जीता है. Who's creating this thunder? Ashok Maheshwari, can you hear the thunder behind me? Can you all hear the thunder? Hitkari, can you hear the thunder? The lightning? Who's creating it? जो प्रभु के योग में सदा जीता. So today we will have an interesting question answer session. I hope so, because we will talk on a sensitive subject like God. God is not somewhere far away in the stars. God is not in the moon. God is not in Mars. God is inside us. And this, my dear Rais, was agreed to by the Maulvi. It's called Ruh. And the Ruh is nothing but something given by God. It is God himself. In Surah 57/4, the Maulvi agreed that in Surah number 57/4, God says, wherever you are, I am. I am not away from you. I am like the I am like your vocal cord. I am like the passages of your throat which breathe. This is in the Quran 57/4. But it's up to us to interpret it right or wrong. The kingdom of God is within. All the scriptures believe that God is within. The Maulvi only said one thing. God will only be within provided we follow the rules of God. Provided we are living the hukam of the divine. If you don't live the hukam of the divine, then there is no ruh, there is no God inside, there is a devil, of course. Because then the mind, the ego takes over. And this becomes a big rascal. Therefore, there is a soul inside, and that is the soul that leaves at death. There is no breath. This is none other than the divine. But the problem is, scriptures have been written thousands of years ago. Scriptures have been translated from one language to another language, from one saint to another saint. And it is for us to realize the truth. I asked the Maulvi, how many gods are there? He said, just one God. He said, there's only one God. Then he spoke about so many things. La ilaha illallah. Something that said that there is only one God. Of course, there is only one God. It is for us human beings to realize that is that one God that is all powerful, and not for us to fight with each other. And we're all children of one God. We are not children of different God. We are all children of one God. And it is for us to realize this truth. Therefore, I spent 3 hours talking to this Maulvi in Srinagar yesterday, because it was one of my agenda. Why do we get caught in these fairy tales? There are too many fairy tales. Santa Claus, the God with the elephant head, that there are so many angels. If there are angels, then why for thousands of years we have not seen the angels? Because we human beings are taught not to question. We are taught it is blasphemous. And therefore we get caught in these fairy tales. The mind is a rascal. It will stop us from realizing God. Because the moment we realize God, the mind is dead. It is the end for the mind. It is sad. We don't know God and we don't realize God. We can realize God if you first realize yourself. First, you have to realize who you are. You are the divine soul. You are the Atman. You are the Ruh. You are the Spirit. In Christianity, they talk of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Who is God? God is the Father in heaven. God is the Son who manifested as Jesus. God is the Holy Spirit that is in each one of us. We are not talking religion, my dear friends. I am not interested in religion. I don't belong to any religion. I believe all religions are good. I believe that all religions are like kindergartens. All religions are good. No religion is bad. Every religion teaches us to pray to God, to love God. How will we realize the truth about God? Our life is short. We will die. And if you don't realize God before you die, your life is wasted. Your life is lost. So the challenge is first realize who you are. And then you will realize who God is. We don't realize that God is the cause. We are just effects. We don't realize. We have to therefore get into divine poetry. The Sufis did a lot of this. The Sufis came from Islam, but they did not belong to one religion. They believed God is one. And one of the Sufi songs is this: तुम गगन के चंद्रमा हो, मैं तुम्हारी चांदनी, मैं तुम्हारी चांदनी। तुम जो हो प्रभु, मैं जिंदा हूँ, तुम ही मेरी जिंदगी, तुम ही मेरी जिंदगी। तुम प्रभु सब कुछ तुम ही हो, तुम प्रभु सब कुछ तुम ही हो, मैं प्रभु कुछ भी नहीं। तुम गगन के चंद्रमा हो, मैं तुम्हारी चांदनी। Do we realize what it means? Do we realize what it means? Oh Lord, you are like the moon. I am like moonshine. I am like the Chandani. Without the moon, where is the moonshine? You are the cause. We are just effects. This is the reality of life, my dear friends. God is within us, but we are searching for God. How will we find God? We will never find God unless you understand this truth. What is the truth? तुम तो हर शय की वजह हो, हम तो बस परिणाम है। तुम प्रभु तो हो समुंदर, हम तो बस एक लहर है। तुम परमात्मा, मैं हूँ आत्मा, तुम बिन क्या मैं कुछ नहीं। We have to realize we are nothing without God. If the God inside us leaves, there will be no breath, there will be death. When will we realize this? My dear friends, we will get on to a question answer session, which is very interesting today. We pray to God. We all pray. 85% of the people in this world, they pray to God. The balance 15%, either they are atheists, they don't believe, or they are agnostics. They don't know. The God we pray to is just a form. We are taught that God is a statue, name, form. We have been taught so many mythological stories that God carried the Sanjeevani on a mountain in his hand and he flew in the skies. These are all fairy tales. We have to realize God. We can't find God. First, I used to pray for 40 years. I prayed to Lord Shiva. After 40 years, I stopped. I don't pray to Lord Shiva. I pray through Lord Shiva. I now pray through. I know that Lord Shiva is just a medium. Krishna is just a medium. Jesus is just a medium. They are the ways to reach enlightenment. They are the ways to reach God. They are not, nothing wrong in praying to a statue, but we have to move forward from self-realization to God realization. Once you realize God, then you will experience God all the time. It's my personal experience. I'm not giving you some bullshit. I am telling you a personal experience. I am telling you my own, how I experience the divine everywhere, in everything. In you, I see God in you. And this is not a story. This is the truth. So, my dear friends, from next week onwards, we are starting my new book. My new book is called The Spiritual Jigsaw Puzzle, 100 Realizations That Will Lead to Enlightenment. We are going to be talking on that from next week, but that will last for 3-4 weeks. 3 or 4 Fridays, we will do part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4 on the 100 realizations that will lead to enlightenment. And that we will do from next week. But from today, I think there are many questions. I think you all want to ask me questions. Let us get on to question answer sessions. Administrator, can you please help me with the questions? I just moved inside because it's cold outside. Can you all hear me?
Yes, sir, we can hear you.
Okay, thank you. It was a little cold outside. I showed you all the mountains of Kashmir. So now I'm back inside in the room where I can answer your questions. Haji. So administrator, can we start? Any questions? Do we have people started or they are still warming up?
Sangam Vignesh, he wants me to read out a question.
Yes.
You told God is power. Then what is the need of building large temples? What is the need to spend crores of rupees on temples? What is Shakti Pitas? What is Jyotirlinga then?
Whose question is this?
Sangam Vignesh.
Sangam Vignesh. The way to get a job in the IT company is to do masters in technology, right, Sangam? So we need plenty of university. So let us break all the kindergarten. Let us destroy all the kindergartens, should we? If you destroy all the kindergartens, who will teach ABC? You need all the kindergartens to learn ABC. Who will teach that there is God? Who will teach the meaning of prayer? Who will teach us the basics? Religion is just a kindergarten. Spirituality is a university. But that does not mean that we must break all the kindergartens. If you break all the temples, then how will you learn to believe in God? You must first say, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Then you must know that Krishna is inside. Unless you first have bhakti, how will you get to bhakti yoga? First you need bhakti, then bhakti yoga. So I hope this answers your question, but I'm here to, today's question answer sessions, it promises to be interesting. So let's, Administrator, I want you to keep on this and let's try to stick to questions on this. I hope we're going to stick to these questions. Next question, please.
From Gaurish.
Gaurish, yes.
Sure, sir.
Shivoham.
Sir, you said that we should find God with everyone, like every individual, we should find a God.
You
Sir,
should realize God, not find. You can't
yeah.
find, you have to realize, yeah.
Okay, sir. So is it possible, sir? Like we make lots of sins and other dramas, or like, is it possible to realize a God with everyone?
Of course it's possible.
Okay.
Of course. Every human being sins. There is not a single human being in this world who has not sinned.
Yeah.
There's not a single human being in this world who has not sinned. You can please understand that, Gaurish. But
Yeah,
you can
sir.
still, we can still realize God in one and all. It starts with self-realization and it goes on to God realization. And this is the biggest goal, to realize we are the soul and then to move on forward. So you need to work in this direction. Next, please.
Navjot.
Navjot, please. Yes, Navjot. I'm happy to see so many youngsters who are asking questions.
Shivam, sir.
Show him, Navjot.
Sir, we all know that Hinduism was initially Advait Vedanta. But nowadays we see a lot of Dvait and lot of things that are not true. So what made that happen?
Because it is very difficult to understand an invisible God. If I show a small child and tell the child, I try to teach A. I cannot teach A without showing apple. I show A for apple, B for ball, C for cat, D for doll. We need symbolization. So this symbolization, in fact, let me tell you all one very important subject. You cannot go to Advaita without Dvaita. You cannot go to God realization without self-realization. You cannot learn to realize God without believing in Krishna and Rama and Shiva and Jesus and Allah and everything else. You need a God to believe in. Then you need a God to love. Then you will go forward in that journey towards God. Then you will realize God.
And I have a question about how rebirth takes place.
So we'll keep that question for last. We will first take God questions. So please, I'm going to answer your question in the end, but after God questions. Thank you.
Okay.
Next, Rajendra Makwana.
Rajendra, please come and please ask your question, Rajendra.
Yeah, Shivoham.
Shivoham.
So does that mean that whoever claims that he has seen God or God has given him darshan is telling lie?
No. It means that they have seen a wrong vision of God. What they have seen may have been, they might have seen, like in a dream. Suppose you tell me, Rajendra, you tell me.
Not in dream.
Then where?
1-to-1.
Then they are like.
Okay.
Absolutely like. If you can see a vision of God. You can see, you can say, I was sitting down and suddenly from the skies, I saw Krishna coming in a chariot, like in Bhagavad Gita, and he came and he gave me darshan because I've been singing Hare Krishna from last 72 hours non-stop. That might happen. That is the trick of the mind. My dear Rajendra, please understand, God is not made of bone and skin. If God was made of bone and skin, then God will have a battery of doctors to take care of God. So please understand that. So if there are more questions, we will come. You please come back with further clarifications. Next question.
Okay.
I'm not sure if Raiz wants to ask any question.
Rais, you have a question, Rais? I'm happy to discuss with Rais.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, Rais.
Sir, you are told about God.
Yeah.
But if God is one,
Yeah.
why we are fighting with each other? Actually, like Hinduism, Christianism, Judaism, or Buddhism. Why we are fighting with each other?
Because we don't realize God is in each one of us. Rais, if only we realize this, no, Rais, suppose मुझे मालूम पड़े कि आपके अंदर अल्लाह है और वही अल्लाह मेरे अंदर है. If we realize this, will we kill each other?
No.
We will stop immediately.
We all know that Allah is one or God is one.
Correct. God is one.
Why we are fighting with each other?
Because we are claiming our God to be God. We are foolish.
Yes.
How can it be possible? If your God is God and my God is God, then that both the gods are one God. No, common sense.
We all say that God is one.
Yeah.
That it seems that Allah is one.
Yeah.
You have learned from the Maulvi that La illallah Muhammad Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that Allah is one and Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is his messenger.
Correct.
Why?
So that is right. Nothing
Yes,
wrong
sir.
in that. Nothing wrong in that.
Yes, sir.
But the point is, even I spoke to a Maulvi. He is the one who was riding the shikara in the movie. What's the movie name? Mission Kashmir. In Mission
Yes,
Kashmir, for 3 hours, I spoke to him. He's a Maulvi who was acting as he himself has a shikara called Inshallah. The name of the shikara is called Inshallah.
Yes.
You must be knowing. So this Maulvi spoke to me for 3 hours yesterday. And we had quite a good discussion. The only difference is this. Islam has certain beliefs, for example, on Qayamat Day, that everybody will die and then everybody will be reborn on the same day. Now, I'm not saying right or wrong. We have to learn to agree to disagree. Because right now in the world today, what is more important is peace and love and brotherhood. You agree with me?
Yes, sir.
The need of the hour is today. There needs to be love and peace and brotherhood. Right? हम सब मर जाएंगे. आपको भी मरना है, मुझे भी मरना है. लड़के लड़के मरने से क्या होगा?
नहीं sir. I say this why we are discriminating each other on the basis of religion. All the religions are same, and we are everyone is saying that God is one.
Because we are ignorant.
Why we are fighting with each other on discriminating the religions?
This is the reason we are ignorant. Do you know the world? They have got something called World Parliament of Religions, where Sufis, Islam, Hindu, Christians, everybody meets in the whole. They meet in Geneva, they meet in New York to have peace amongst religions. But unless people work together, right, it will not happen, na?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So we have to work together. But we will. I hope I please come back with some more clarification, because we had a very interesting discussion. We had a discussion how the ruh, he told me, the Maulvi said, Allah has given the ruh in you and me. Whether that is Allah, but it's part of Allah.
Yes, sir.
Because in Surah 57:4, it says, wherever you are, I am there. Which actually means nothing that I am with you. I am the very ruh in you.
I am
But
always
what,
with you. Yes.
yeah, but what the Maulvi said, jab tak hum Allah ko andar nahi basayenge, unless we make this fit for Allah, how can Allah come inside? Allah cannot come inside of.
Yes, sir.
Anyway, thank you. But if there's more
Thank you,
clarification,
sir.
please ask me. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Administrator, next question, please.
Rajkumar Mohana.
Rajkumar Mohana.
Yeah, Shivo Omer.
Shivoham.
I have a question regarding like how does the belief of God have impact on the minds of people, and whether this God-fearingness which is remaining, that is good or bad.
See, belief of God has a lot of impact on people, because when you don't believe in God, then you don't believe that there's afterlife. You don't believe in the concept of heaven and hell. You don't believe that you will be rewarded or punished. Then you become a murderer, you become a rapist, you become a killer. So people who don't believe, they are not compassionate, they are not kind, they are not humane.
Right.
So it's very important to believe in God. It affects the mindset, it affects our values, our ethics, our morals. It's
Yeah.
very, very important, therefore, to believe in God. What was the
Sure.
second question?
Whether this God-fearingness is good or bad, because some people, when the name of God-fearingness, especially the priest and all, they're exploiting to the people to do the rituals and waste a lot of
No,
money.
that is not good. Doing rituals and fooling people, that is not a good thing. But being God,
But people are obeying to the priest due to God-fearingness.
yeah, because people are gullible. No, people are gullible. People,
Right.
log आसान से बेवकूफ बन जाते हैं ना. People,
Right.
see, the problem is this. Suppose I show you this and I tell you it's a football.
No.
Will you believe it's a football?
No.
Why you will not believe? Because you know this is a cup and you know what is a football.
Right.
But if I show you a product which you don't know, then you may believe.
But even the knowledgeable people, very highly educated people, also following to the priest and the rituals.
I'm
They're compelled to do that.
I'm sorry to say, they are educated, but they are not wise.
Okay.
You understand the difference between being educated and being wise?
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah.
Yes.
So education is having, you may be PhD or MPhil or masters and bachelors and all those things. But if you don't understand the simple thing, I'm not the body. Because when the body dies, if you are the body, why will I burn the body?
Yes.
So we are not realizing the truth. We are lost in ignorance. That's why, Rajkumar, it's very important to have self-realization. Self-realization leads to God realization. It's very important to go step by step.
Nice. Yeah, sure.
Sure.
Thank you.
Next question.
Thank you.
Bridget is next.
Yes, dear Bridget.
She will answer.
Shivoham, Bridget.
I would like to know if God is inside each of us, where is his voice?
Where is his voice?
Yes. What
Okay.
is his voice? Where?
Okay.
You understand what I?
Yeah. So if God is inside us, then we should be able to listen. We should be able to listen to the God's voice.
Yes.
Yes, but we are not able to listen to God's voice because of the noise. If there is a lot of noise, then on the mobile phone, hello, I can't hear you. Hello, you say, you don't say. I can't hear you. Because of the noise. You cannot hear God's voice. Who hears God's voice? The one who is silent. They hear God's voice. God's voice is not a human voice. It's not like your voice and my voice, but God communicates in his own voice. But you have to cut the noise to hear God's voice. Try, Bridget. You
I
please try.
understand now.
Try and be
I
quiet.
will try.
Just be quiet and be quiet and be quiet and just say, God, I want to listen to you. And you will come back and tell me one day very soon, I heard God's voice. I hear God very often.
Okay.
Thank you. Next, thank you, Bridget. Next question, please.
Ranveer.
For Ranveer to ask a question.
Shivam sir.
Sure, Ranveer.
Sir, I have one more silly question.
Don't, every question is good. Please don't. Boliye.
Sir, when I was 10 years old, I read a book, आत्मा का सफर. और मुझे वो पूरी बुक अभी तक याद है. उसका सबसे पहले पेज पर लिखा था, पहले से भी पहले सबसे पहले परमात्मा था. परमात्मा के सिवाय कुछ भी नहीं था. ना धरती थी, ना आकाश था, कुछ भी नहीं था.
ओके.
सर, परमात्मा इज एनर्जी.
करेक्ट.
सर, वो एनर्जी कहाँ से प्रोड्यूस हुई? मतलब सर, are you getting my point?
I'm getting your point. Let me give you the answer to this, okay? Now, I'm good. As an intelligent man, please pay attention to what I'm saying. If I tell you that Paramatma was produced by God, then you will say, okay, Paramatma was produced by God.
Okay.
Then who produced God?
Yeah.
So I'll say God was produced by super God. So you will say, then who produced super God? I will say, super God was produced by super God. And then you will say, but who produced super God? Are you getting the point or not?
Yeah.
The answer to your question is, the power of God is birthless and deathless. God is not somebody who takes birth. God is, he is the causeless cause. There is no because of what God came. No, God is the causeless cause. You get the point what I'm saying?
Yeah.
प्रभु से ही सब कुछ प्रकट हुआ. प्रभु किससे प्रकट हुआ? नहीं, प्रभु किससे प्रकट हुआ सवाल ही नहीं है. It's not a question. We cannot answer that question. So you will tell me. So you will tell me, no. Why we cannot answer that question? For that, I have another question. If I tell you to close your eyes and see me with your nose, can you close your eyes and can you see me with your nose? Can you?
No.
Why you cannot? Why you cannot?
Because my eyes are closed, so I can't see my nose.
Because only eyes can see, nose can smell.
Yeah. Yeah.
Human being cannot comprehend God. God has not given the power of human being to comprehend God.
Okay.
That is the end. That is the ultimate. We want to get to that ultimate. Okay, it's a long way to go ना. हमें तो अभी तो पहले तो I am not body, I am not mind, I am soul. Soul is me, is God. Soul in you is God. We are all God. God is everywhere. यहाँ तक तो पहुंचे. Let us reach that point first. Maybe then we will find something big, something even better. But let us go step by step.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Next question, please.
Vipul Raj.
Vipul Raj.
Shivam Guruji.
Shiva, Vipul.
So my question to you is that, does enlightenment help us to realize God, or is is worshipping God a medium to attain enlightenment? Which way it works?
Enlightenment does not help us to realize God. Enlightenment is realizing God. When you are enlightened, you already realize God. When you are enlightened means you switch on the light. When you switch on the light, you see the God inside you, not as a form. You experience aparoksh anubhuti. You experience the divine presence. That is the first question. The second question, does worshipping God help in enlightenment? Is that your question?
Yes, yes.
Definitely it helps. Because when you worship God, when you seek God, then you are not seeking the world. Seeking the world is right side, seeking God is left side. They're two opposite directions. As long as we are seeking the world, we cannot find God. The moment we keep going behind God, we have to leave the world, we will realize God. So therefore, bhakti is very, very important in realization of God. Thank you. Next question.
Okay.
Kiran Katuria.
Kiran Katuria. Question, Kiran. Kiran Katuria. Kiran, please come with your question, Kiran. Okay, who's next?
No, I am speaking, Shivam.
Shivam, yes, Kiran, tell me.
In the morning at the time of sunrise,
yes,
the scenic beauty is so beautiful, colorful clouds, sky, and I feel so happy and I feel I am with God.
Yes.
So is it true if I think that God is present with me and in the sunrise?
This is a very beautiful experience. And when I told my guru, Dada J.P. Vaswani, then he told me something. He told me you are experiencing God. Next step is to realize God. So Kiran, I'm giving the exact ditto answer which my guru told me.
Thank you so much.
When I told my guru this, what my guru told me, you are experiencing God now. This is the next step after experiencing God is realizing God. So Kiran, if you continue seeking God and crying to God, it's called entreaty. If there is entreaty, you shed tears for God, you love God, you want God, say, God, I want you. I can see the beauty all around. I experience your divine presence, but I want to feel you inside me. I want to feel you in every Hindu, Muslim, Christian, Sikh. I want to feel you in everybody. I want to feel you in the mountains. I want to feel you even in an ugly creature. I want to feel you, God. Then you realize God. When you only experience God in the beauty, that is only one step towards realization. The next.
Thank you so much. It is all because of your blessings.
No.
Pranam Guruji.
It is all because of the divine's blessing. You and me are all provided. There is the divine who's taking care. Otherwise, if there was not God, then we would be nothing. I always told you, मैं एक बांसुरी प्रभु कुछ भी नहीं, संगीत है तेरा मैं कुछ भी नहीं. Remember this, Kiran. मैं एक बांसुरी प्रभु कुछ भी नहीं. I am just like a bamboo. Who gives the music?
Yes, you are teaching beautiful things to us. Thank you so much.
Shiva.
Shiva.
Next question, please.
Rajendra Makwana again.
Rajendra Makwana. Yes, your question, Rajendra.
Yeah, Shivoham.
Shiva, bolo.
My question is different, but first of all, I want to clarify. You replied to Vipul Raj that seeking God and seeking world, they both are in different directions.
Correct.
So to seek God, you have to leave world.
No. You cannot leave world. If you
leave world means not so. I mean that way.
So you understand which way? Which way means if you are in, so if you are in love, if you are in love with God, then you don't have to be loved in opposite of what is God. So have you seen the movie Sholay?
Yeah.
Sholay में वो बसंती क्या बोलती? वो बोलते हैं अगर घोड़ा घास से दोस्ती कर देते तो बड़ा प्रॉब्लम. तो खाएगा क्या?
Right.
You get the point, right?
Yeah,
तो
got
घोड़ा
it.
को घास से दोस्ती करे तो बड़ा प्रॉब्लम हो जाता है ना?
Got it.
Now your next question.
Okay, so see, I want to inform you here that I have been experiencing a lot throughout these days, and I I feel that I'm becoming more and more closer to God.
Good.
I've been experiencing a lot. It is a long story, but right now the question is, right now, that people say that there is a pitru dosha and you need to do puja, etc. What do you, I mean, will you please throw some light?
People say so many things, but we should not believe what people say. We should not believe, because God has given us an intelligence. So my answer to you is, if they tell you to do one puja and that puja will make you get God, you have to explain how, why. So just, I'll just tell you, I'll give you one small
It
example.
is about pitrus, I mean ancestors.
What ancestors? Which ancestor are you talking?
That there might be something incompletion.
What incompletion? This concept of ancestor puja itself is nonsense. It's complete nonsense. It is, dear Rajendra, please understand a point. I'm asking you a question. If you had a glass of milk, and the Pandit tells you, put the glass of milk on the shivling, but in front of you, there's a child who will die if she doesn't drink milk. Who will you give this milk to?
To the child.
Why?
Because it is the life that the child might die.
Child will die. So you are sure the child is, you're sure the child is dying. You would say, I want to give the milk to the child. Why would I put on the ling? Because the Pandit is telling me something on the ling. It may be true, may not be true. I don't believe. But this child is in front of my eyes. I can see the child is going to die. The child is crying. It's hungry. It needs to give milk. So what I'm saying is, just now you used your intelligence. I'm saying, if somebody says I'm doing some Pitra Puja, for your information, I have not done Pitra Puja for my whole life, even one time. But I have done seva to my grandfather. No grandson would have done seva to his grandfather like that. My grandfather, when he was alive, he must have passed motion in his pajamas 100 times. I cleaned his pajamas 100 times. That is Pitra Puja. Right. Not after he dies. I hope you're getting my point.
Yes.
And concentrate on this. Don't get carried away by what the Pandits say. Pandits are not here to, if the Pandit takes you to God, to realizing God, to enlightenment, please follow. But otherwise, please question them. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Next question.
Last question, Kumar Swami.
Kumar Swami. Yes, Kumar Swami. Kumar Swami. Okay, there was somebody else who had one question. I said I'll answer before the end of the question. Who was that? Please come online. I told you I'll answer your question before we end. Yes, Navjot, what was your question? I promised you to answer.
Sir, I wanted to know how rebirth takes.
I can't hear you.
How rebirth takes place.
How rebirth takes place. Very good. So, rebirth needs to be understood by the law of inference. So, Navjot, do you believe in gravity?
Yes.
Gravity, why? If you throw a ball up, it comes down. Therefore, there must be some force which is pulling the ball down. There is no proof. This is called law through inference. It is called we infer. So there are three inferences you must keep in mind. At least you have to make note of three inferences. Point one, when somebody dies, we burn the body or bury the body because we know for sure the body is not the person. The person we say has left. You agree or you don't agree? You agree? Point one, we leave the dead body. Point one. Point 2. Do you agree in the law that apples will not grow on mango trees?
Right.
Which means that law states that whatever you do must come back to you. There is a law. And the third inference is, if the law says that whatever we do should come back to us, and we have left the body without settling our actions, because we die suddenly, our actions are unsettled. And the third point is, a small child is born blind. Why is a small child born blind? Is God cruel? No. If you add these 3 points, 1, 2, and 3, you will realize that the body died, but the one who was alive in the body, the me, the mind and ego me, that is reborn in a new body. You need to infer the 3 points together. The moment you are able to infer these 3 points together, you will understand the truth of rebirth. Rebirth is not an easy subject. Don't think that you can understand rebirth in a moment. You need to contemplate on these 3 points. And if you contemplate on these 3 points, then you will get a flash of inspiration. You will understand the meaning of rebirth, because there is no other option, like the law of gravity. The law of gravity, whether you agree or not, exists. And so rebirth is a reality. But we have to realize the truth of rebirth. And so I'm happy, like I said, from next week, we will be discussing on the realizations that take us to enlightenment. And I also would be happy in the next 3-4 days. Rais, please come back for the discussions from tomorrow at 8 p.m. I would touch how the Maulvi spoke to me, because in Islam, he taught me many things which are still a question mark. He said there's a day of Qiyamah and the world will end. I don't know. I know one thing. I will die before the world ends. So I'm not bothered about the world ends. I want to realize God when I am alive. So I want to reach that point of God realization. And as your guide, I'm trying to help you attain moksha, enlightenment, nirvana. That is my goal, to make you realize you are the divine soul. My dear friends, you come online every day at 8 o'clock. You spend 30 minutes of your valuable time with me. I am so grateful to all of you. I am ever grateful to you. And I am happy to share my own experiences, which are sincere, genuine, personal experiences, not from a book, but from my life. And I hope I will be able to add value to all of you. Look forward to seeing you at 8. We have a date every day. I thank you. Shiva.